Hello and welcome back to the Universally Speaking podcast. I'm back, guys. I'm finally back. Unfortunately, I'm back. I just got back last week from Orlando after an amazing 19-day trip. I know I went for that long. Americans can never believe that I go for that long. They're like, "What did you do for that long?" And I'm like, "Universal." uh, Today, I'm joined by Kassie, fresh from a cruise. How's it going, Kassie?
I am wonderful. How are you?
Very jet lagged still, very jet lagged.
Yeah.
And we also have Kenny. Kenny, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well. Good to see you again.
Yeah, we finally got to meet in real life at Universal recently too, didn't we?
Yes, we had some very interesting times.
We could do a whole podcast on the things we encountered for those few hours. Like every ride broke down, and then we had the Men in Black team member experience. Beers, she was called. You might be listening.
Oh yeah, could be a fan.
You saw the video, didn't you, Cassie? You saw the video
Yeah,
we put
I
on
saw
the-
it and I had to stop it halfway through.
I still don't really understand what was going on. Me and Kenny were like, what's happening right now? Crazy time. But yeah, it was great to meet you, Kenny, in person. And also, I met Danielle as well. So Cassie had the last one that I need to meet to officially complete it.
We would have a lot of fun, especially if Ella came.
Exactly. The main person. So I finally got to visit Epic Universe, of course, earlier in June. Not once, not twice, but three times. And now I can actually share my own thoughts because I had to listen to you all say how amazing it all was, sometimes not so amazing. And I had to just listen and not really understand everything that was going on. But now I have my own thoughts, which is it's so nice. And we actually have a WhatsApp group between the five of us, don't we? And I kept pretty tight-lipped about my thoughts, which I will say was incredibly tough. But I thought that was the best thing to do in terms of the podcast. So if I told you everything, then nothing would be a surprise. So I was desperate to say everything. I think I did pretty well in keeping pretty tight-lipped.
Yeah, like I'm so looking forward to this conversation because every day I'd be like, all right, Jay, like trying to get it out of you. But yeah, you were pretty quiet. You were definitely pretty
Yeah,
quiet
I
about
will
it.
say when I met Kenny at Universal, he got a little bit out of me. Or it might have been me spilling it out to him because I wanted to get it out so badly. But Kenny kind of worked out some things, didn't you, Kenny?
Oh, I did. I mean, he was pretty easy to kind of get some thoughts out of. I could tell he was like, "I really want to tell you. I really want to tell you," but
Yeah.
he was pretty good at playing tight-lipped. I gotta give it to you, Jay.
So my poker face is pretty good then.
Oh yeah.
I guess the question we all want to know, like generally,
Mhm.
what were your thoughts on Epic Universe? Just overall.
Amazing. Yeah, it was. I was going to say something stupid like, "Yeah, it was okay," but no, it was. It was absolutely amazing. It was. I was kind of worried going into it that it wasn't going to live up to the hype because obviously everyone was saying how amazing it all is, and I was like, "Oh, it might not be as good as what I'm hoping for," but it really did succeed my expectations and more. I know you said it on previous episodes as well that it's gone above and beyond, and it's crazy good. But I was still like, what if I don't like it as much as the others? Which is it's crazy, but yeah, obviously it has its drawbacks, which are pretty well documented. Everyone knows what they are, but it's still absolutely fantastic. And yeah, I had the best 3 days there. Even though on my second day I was pretty ill, so I was feeling pretty rough. So that was a little bit of a challenge, but no, it honestly was so good.
That's so exciting. Yeah, I'm so interested to hear all of your thoughts and for you to go into detail
Kenny,
about everything.
sorry, Kenny, is that a wand pen?
Oh yes, it is.
I just noticed. If anyone watched on the YouTube, I just saw like a wand flicking around. I was like, is that a pen wand?
That is cool. Look, do you get a Universal?
No, because it would have been like
Oh.
$40.
Like Target or something.
Yeah, it seriously, actually was from Target. They had it like in the clearance section. I'm like, I have to have this. Like, look at it. Isn't it awesome?
That
Whose
is
wand?
really cool.
Whose wand is it? Do we know? Or to be fair, if it's Target, it
Um,
won't be known, will it?
no idea.
Just make it up.
Yeah, there we go.
Sorry, I've completely gone off track there. I just saw that, Nick.
Also have a toad here too. Okay, sorry.
Toad. I don't like. Spoiler alert: I don't like Toad, but that's to come later in the episode.
What?
I've got a lot of beef with Toad.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's not my friend,
Okay.
but yeah.
As much as I want to hear about that, let's get back on track. All right. So, how did the park feel compared to the other two, the
Mm.
OG parks?
Yeah, again, I think I asked you this, Kenny, on our previous episode, but I was so worried that it wasn't going to feel the same or it wasn't going to feel as good because it was shiny and new. It didn't have that nostalgic feel to it. So I was already like really apprehensive about how it would feel, but I don't know why. Honestly, why was I worried? Because it just felt amazing. Like I was like, is it going to feel like Universal still? But it really did, and it was just honestly, yeah, I've no idea why I was worried. Universal smashed it again. Like it's still surreal to me now that we have a new theme park. Like, what do you mean we have a brand new theme park with all these new rides and all these new lands? It's crazy to me that they've just built this in a few years. And yeah, like did I dream it? Did I even go? I don't know at this point. Is it the jet lag? Probably so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. Honestly, it was so good.
I think like it's so hard to explain. Like I feel like Jay, when you asked us that question, like how did the atmosphere feel like compared to the others, or how do all the parks compare? It's like you want to say, oh, it feels like Universal, but it's so different. Like I don't
Mhm.
even know how to explain that, but it still has that Universal feel, but
Yeah.
it is completely different. Kenny, I don't know if you felt the same way. Just like you can feel that it's Universal, but
Oh yeah,
it's
like I'll repeat what I said from like the episode where I reviewed. I said it felt like Universal, like everything they've already been doing, but just plus to a whole nother level. Like the
Yeah.
theming, everything, like it's what they've already been doing, what they've already been good at. It's just like on a whole new level now.
yeah,
It doesn't
shiny and
it
new
doesn't have that
and
nostalgic feel, but it's still so amazing. So yeah, they've really done it again, haven't they? Universal.
Mhm.
it,
So
it's
good.
it's like Epic Universe, that being the name. It really does feel like I hate using this. It does feel epic, like
No,
heroic. Like it has that
I know
like
it's
the
so cheesy.
music. Yeah. It's like I think of it, I don't know. It's just the perfect name for that park. It really is. It's amazing.
It's so good. I'm like I've seen so many people come and go and they're saying, "Oh, I really miss Epic. I can't stop thinking about Epic." And I'm like, "Yeah, but it can't be that." And I've got back now. All I can think about is Epic Universe. Like I get
Yeah.
it. I am fully on board now. It's yeah, it's a special park.
They need to add it to our annual passes ASAP.
Yeah, like
ASAP.
yeah. So I've heard like murmurs about January, February next year.
I'm
Again,
hearing that
I want
too.
to say that this was someone at the bar at Stellanova, a random guy. So don't take that as legitimate. But when I heard it, so I was like, he must know what he's talking about. He probably didn't. So yeah.
I don't know. I'm hearing towards the end of this year
Okay.
that there's someone's talking about it, so we'll
I
see.
wonder how much more money wise it's gonna cost.
I don't know. I'm gonna pay it though.
For real.
Exactly. It could be yeah. That's so real. Everyone's gonna pay it regardless.
100%. 100%. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like when you were there, this is probably like a good place to like pick up, on operations. Like we
Mhm.
all had such different experiences with the operations. Every single one of us, if you listen to our episodes, it's like we had a couple like iffy stuff here and there, but overall, I think we all had very different experiences. So, operations have been up and down,
Mhm.
but how was that? How was it for you when you were there? Because you were really there after they like opened it up.
Yeah, I was gonna
It
say
wasn't limited
I
capacity.
think everyone else went during previews. I know Cassie, you've obviously been since as well when it officially opened, but Kenny, your first time was a couple of weeks back for the first time since it opened as well. Obviously, you went during the previews also. Again, Danielle also previews, and Sam, we know all about Sam's story. That was 35, 40 minutes of a specific episode. um, so no, I mean they were fine for us really in terms of operations wise. Obviously, Battle of the Ministry is going to do Battle of the Ministry things. It's going to be up and down regardless. I can't see that ever being a smooth attractions to operate. Like they're still changing things now. Like I saw today, they've added a new part into the Death Eater part on the ride. So that's always going to be an anomaly, I think. We had a slight glitch with Curse of the Werewolf and Mario Kart. Mario Kart seems to be down quite a lot during our 3 days. I think we got in line on day one near the end when it was 50 minutes. So we jumped at the chance for that. And then it went down straight away from a brief delay to an extended delay. So that was down quite a few times. But other than that, I can't really complain, really. The weather only impacted us for our second day late on, so we left a little early on day 2. But other than that, we got pretty lucky, to be honest, in terms of weather and operations. Sorry, Sam.
And it's to be expected with like a new park. They're working
exactly. Yeah.
There's things that are gonna go wrong and things that are gonna go right.
Yeah.
A lot went right. A lot went right, Kenny. Trust me. I can't wait to talk about my favorite ride.
Oh well, we're getting there. We're getting there. But first, I want to know about the lands. Can you tell me what was your favorite?
So I just want to say I loved all of the lands except one. So like my one is like quite low. Sorry, Kenny, because Kenny's already shocked.
I feel like I already know, and I'm
I think
a little worried.
yeah, I think I told you when we met in person as well. It's actually really hard for me to pick one, as I had 2 clear standouts for lands that I just adored. I think I'm still umming and ahhing between the top 2, and obviously we have to pick a favourite, but I think they're both pretty equal for me. But I think I will just have to go for Isle of Berg as my favourite. And this was a last minute thing on my last day, really. It is the most complete land, I feel. I mean, the music, as you know, Cassie, huge on the music. It's just everything. Just standing in Burke, listening to that music, I'm like, leave me here. I'll die here happy. The theming is perfect as well. Like you walk in, it is just Isle of Burke. I will say though that whilst it is my one, that was only the case late into my 3rd day at Epic. I feel like you probably know what I'm going to say. My biggest complaint is that Burke is so damn hot. Like just so freaking hot to the point in which, as I aforementioned, my final day there, I didn't go in until 7 p.m. my 3rd day there because I just couldn't bear it because I don't know if it's kind of how they've built it, but it radiates so much heat. And I know I'm British. We don't get a lot of heat over here. I know I sweat a lot in Florida, like a lot. So it's more of a me issue maybe than the land itself. I don't know if you felt it as much as me, perhaps. I don't know if it affected you as much.
Yeah, I was affected. Great.
Yes.
Thank you so much for saying that. Not just me then.
I know. Born and raised Floridian here. It's hot.
Yeah.
It's just hot. Bottom line.
Yeah. Well, it's also like it's very bright in there too. Like the sidewalks are lighter, so you walk in and it's like, like I'm like dying from. I literally feel like Dracula when I'm in there. Like, but like it's true. It's like the sidewalks are radiating. It's like all the wood.
It's the wood, isn't it? It just radiates so much heat.
I said Dark Universe was the hottest land because it also is. They all are hot. Honestly, they're all hot. But Isla Berg it's in the smell of the mac and cheese cones when it's 150 degrees. It's like I gotta get out of here.
I feel like not many people are speaking about it too much, but going in later that day on my 3rd day, honestly, it was so nice. Like I wasn't fighting for my life. I could truly take it all in. So I remember just stood at various points listening to the music around the land, watching hiccups go by, watching other people appreciate the land. And it was like sunset time too. So honestly, it was bliss. And it was probably my 2 at that point, but that final kind of evening where it was just the sun was setting, I wasn't absolutely dying in the heat.
Yes.
I could truly enjoy it. And it is the most complete land. It does feel like it to me.
Yeah. It's very
complete. Oh, absolutely.
I've got more thoughts, don't worry.
Ooh, okay.
So I've got to talk about my 2 because it's a toss-up for me, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And
come on.
I have to give a mention for it. On another day, it could be my 1. It really could. And I was so surprised by this land. And it's Dark Universe. I loved it. I know, Cassie, you weren't the biggest fan initially. I don't know if your opinion's changed. Okay, it's changed a little bit.
Yeah.
So I mentioned in previous episodes that I'm not really a Classic Monsters fan per se, so I wasn't sure how much enjoyment I would get from it. But honestly, I really did. I loved it. And it's weird because I didn't really go in it at night much. I went in it mainly during the day, which obviously it's not as cool during the day. I think I went in at night for the first time, my 3rd day. Like both my days with Ella, we both missed it for whatever reason. If you were queuing for Battle in Ministry or queuing for whichever ride, I can't remember which, but that land is incredibly well themed. Walk into that portal and seeing the reveal, that true kind of gothic vibe. It was amazing. And then you walk a bit further and you got Frankenstein's Manor, which, wow,
Wow.
ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And I think what makes it for me is the characters. They always seem to be out, like constantly. Like I didn't see Rough Nut and Tough Nut out in Burke. Obviously, I didn't meet Toothless because it was a 75-minute wait most of the time, and I couldn't do it in that heat. But having Igor out all the time, the Invisible Man was always out. The violinist a bit later on too. And obviously you got Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein, obviously a bit hidden away, not quite as prominent as the other two. But I think they really bring it to life and provide a great experience, and even the atmosphere of people crowding around Igor or the Invisible Man, especially Igor because he's obviously a lot of fun. Again, for transparency, I think what lets it down for me is the back area of the land. When you walk past the manor towards the Burning Blade Tavern, it just feels a little bit empty back there. Like the tavern is like, it feels like a little bit of an afterthought, perhaps. Like it just like that should be one of the main draws in for that portal, but it's just kind of plonked in there. And Curse of the Werewolves out back, but there's nothing else other than the tavern and the freestyle machines and that little food kiosk as well. There's nothing else there. I don't know if you feel that as well.
It's almost like that land is primed for some kind of expansion of some, in the future.
Exactly.
I was just about to say that.
But yeah, I have to agree with you on that. And honestly, I think when the park was being planned, Curse of the Werewolf was actually kind of the afterthought because that area was supposed to be like a theater show.
Yeah.
And then over time, it switched to being a roller coaster, which is awesome. It adds a lot to the land. I couldn't imagine it without that because then I think that corner would be really dead.
Yeah.
That would be rough back there. Yeah. Like I'm so looking forward to, so I do think that expansion plot is behind Burning Blade. Is that correct? Does anyone know?
Is that right?
Okay. It's like in between Burning Blade and the manor.
So if you add something right there, like they're talking about this creature from the Black Lagoon, possible ride.
Yeah.
Now that's going to turn into the spot everyone's going to want to be, right? Yeah. So it's like, it definitely is very, it's so hard to look at it and be like, wow, this is, it seems like an afterthought. It's quiet back there, but it makes me so excited for the future, but right now, agreed. It's very much so like, let me walk into this little bar where there's 3,000 people in it, or just go outside in the 1,000-degree heat.
And man, that bar is tiny. I went in there for the first time and I was shocked. I'm like, I can't believe they.
I know.
Can you make it cool?
I know.
I do think with the potential future expansion, like it could be my favorite land if they add a little bit more to it. It could be my favorite land. I can't believe I'm saying that because, like I said, I'm not really a Classic Monsters fan, but it turns out I actually am.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. After I went the second time, my thought changed. I liked Dark Universe more. I rode Curse the Werewolf and I had the best time of my life. I was laughing so hard. And I feel like that also made me like it a little more.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I still haven't really ventured in there at night. Kenny, have you been in there at night?
Yes. I made it a point to do it on my last trip.
Okay.
So went in there and the vibes are peak at night. I can confirm it is amazing. If there's a way they could shroud the land in darkness during the day, I think that would help. But
one big shade.
Somebody just put in a tree.
It's the biggest umbrella you've ever seen.
Yeah. The giant dome closed in, air conditioned,
let's repeat that for every land.
The entire land.
The whole state of Florida. Just get a big umbrella.
Just put it inside. Put everything inside.
I was going to say, since you're already talking about your favorite portals, can we let's do a ranking? We've already got your 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Let's hear the rest of them.
Okay, so again, my 3 is high up. It's probably Wizarding World Paris. Again, I loved it. I think it's so immersive. It's so grand. It's so well themed. There's a lot more shade in this land, which bumps it up a few spaces.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like it's, unless you're a true like diehard Fantastic Beasts fan, you'll struggle to make it as your number 1. I think obviously loads of people will do, I'm sure. And I absolutely loved it. I didn't spend loads of time in there. I spent a lot of time in the Battle of the Ministry queue in the land alone. Not loads of time, but again, it was still so cool, even just wandering around. And there's so much detail. Like I feel like I didn't even scratch the surface in terms of the detailing they have in every single window and every little shop, anything. It's crazy good. But so it's a respectable number 3. Yeah, Celestial Park number 4. Again, I love Celestial Park, but again, there's just not enough shade during the day to make me fully love it. At night, wow, it is so beautiful, so beautiful. But yeah, during the day, it's a little rough. Like trying to get pictures around the entrance area during the day. I was like, content. I've got to get this content. The sweat's like pouring off of me. I'm like, I've got to get this content.
You're like tearing up in every picture.
Literally, yeah, literally.
Like, it's just sweat, I promise.
But yeah, at night it was so cool. Like the light package at night is crazy good. So yeah, it could be 3, could be 4. Them 2 are kind of neck and neck maybe, and then my number 6. If it could be. I'm sorry, it was just a lot. It was just too much for me. So we went in there all 3 days. I will say Nintendo is my number 5. Wipe the tears from Toad. It's my number 5. Yeah, we went in during EPA all 3 days, and that was about it. I think on our first day we ventured in at lunchtime again, and I'll come around to that point later on. That's where Toad comes into it. We went in around lunchtime. So I'll rewind a little bit actually. So me and Ella that was the first port we walked in on our first day at Epic. And I think Ella might have captured the video. We were both video walking in, and both of our jaws literally dropped. Like we were like, I think you could hear one of us gasp in the video, like it took our breaths away. And then we walked in at lunchtime and we were like, oh no, like this isn't very nice for us because kids everywhere, families everywhere, strollers charging about. It was just a bit too overstimulating for me. Like I'm not enough of a Nintendo fan to like power through it all. And Kenny, I know obviously you loved it. You loved doing the power-up bands and all that stuff, but I spent very, very little time in Nintendo. Maybe I didn't give it enough of a chance. I don't know. But we didn't, yeah. Me and Ella didn't go in much at all, other than early park admission to get on Minecart Madness and Mario Kart. And yeah, and that's a hot land as well.
Yeah.
As they all are, but and the stairs, Kenny, you were not lying about the stairs.
Oh yeah.
The amount of videos I've got just like walking upstairs and like holding onto the banister.
Like, oh gosh, and if it rains, hold on for dear life.
Thing is, like on a serious note though, them stairs are like pretty steep, and you're thinking about kids running about. They're gonna have a lot of they're gonna have a lot of accidents, I should say. Casualties. That's the wrong word. I'll cut that bit out.
It's like not the people dying on the stairs at Epic Universe.
Oh, that's the wrong word. That's the wrong word. That's not making it in.
I will tell you right now, I'm not going to go off topic and I would come back to this, but on my last trip at Dark Universe at night, my sister went in there to get a drink from the Burning Blade before the fountain show. And they had like caution tape everywhere. And there was a lady on the ground with like a towel on her head because she was running in Dark Universe when it rained and she slipped and hit her head and busted her head open.
Oh, wow.
Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So don't run in Epic Universe.
Just don't run in any theme park. Don't get me started, Cassie.
But even if it's early park admission, Jay, you can't run. You can't run the average.
Jay, this is Jay's worst topic. His worst nightmare.
Yeah, honestly, the amount. I don't know if you saw the last one I posted. I think it was my travel home day where the dad came in like trotting, like running along with his bag on. It was just honestly, do what you want, but it just annoys me.
Annoying as heck.
Anyway. There's going to be a lot of accidents in Nintendo, I feel.
For sure. Casualties.
Yeah, because like when you mentioned Kenny, I think we went on a second day when it rained in Nintendo, and it was really slippy.
Very.
Like I don't know if they fully tested that out properly with like, I don't know, but yeah, that seems like there's going to be a lot of kids falling over and a lot of kids crying. I don't know if you've witnessed anything, Kenny.
I didn't witness anything in particular because I was too busy running around like a 10-year-old blocks and playing game. Okay, full disclosure, I think I said it in my episode too. That was my favorite land, and I think it's gotten even more love for me because, as Jay found out, I'm a person who loves like points and like games and things like that. And once I figured out how to integrate the app and the power-up band, I'm like obsessed with Nintendo now.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah.
100%. I love some
I'm sorry.
competition.
I'm sorry to put it 5, Kenny. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I respect your opinion. I respect your opinion.
See, Sam wouldn't say that. Sam would say something very different. So, thank you, Kenny.
It's peace and love in this group chat today, it seems.
It is peace and love. We're both a little jet lagged. Well, I don't think you get jet lagged from a cruise, Cassie, but we're both a little sad from returning home.
Yeah.
Kenny's just still vibes.
And I've had a week to adjust. I mean, already planning my next trip back.
Me too. Now that we're talking about it now, I'm like itching. I'm like, ugh, maybe I need to go sooner.
When is your next trip, Cassie? Do you know? Or?
I'm definitely going for Halloween Horror Nights towards the end of October.
Mm-hmm.
But I really want to I'm thinking about going opening weekend and meeting some friends there if I can swing it, but I don't know. We'll see.
Do it.
I thank you, Kenny. I need that push, I think. I kind of want to do premium scream night, that type of stuff. So we'll see.
Kenny is very persuasive.
As I was leaving the park, I whispered to the Chronos, "See you in July." I'm gonna go sometime next week.
I love that. That made me so happy. I really do want to, as we're talking about your land, so, Jay, Celestial Park was like your number one most anticipated.
It was.
And I know, like you said, it's like kind of the sun that made it, not so great. But was there anything else that you really loved about it besides like the nighttime light package? Like, what were I need to know, like, what kind of really caused it to drop to 4?
I think the other lands took it up to a new level, what I was expecting. And I know you said don't mention it, but it mainly was due to the lack of shade during the day. Like they have like 3 benches scattered around with umbrellas up, and that's about it. So there's literally nothing. Like I don't know why there's not more stores like across the middle area of the put. And obviously I know it's space and various issues, but like even more stores with AC where you can go halfway and get into a store and wait a little bit, wait 5 minutes. There's not really much. There's a couple of kiosks which like store kiosks which have nothing at all.
Yeah.
Obviously they've got the little like the bars, outside bars and stuff like that, and the carousel. But yeah, the lack of shade really affected it because I was just trying to get to the next shade checkpoint.
Yeah.
All right, so Jay, I think I figured out what your favorite ride is. Can you tell everyone else?
Yes, you definitely figured it out. Don't act like you don't know, Kenny. Yeah.
And I respect it.
Thank you. Thank you. You're full of love today, Kenny. I love that. Anyway. So yeah, this is so easy for me. And this will be reflected in my total ride count when it gets released, if it hasn't already at this point. But my favorite ride at Epic Universe, hands down, is Monsters Unchained. It is unbelievable. Like, I never in a million years thought I would go on a ride at Epic that was that good. Like, that ride is genuinely incredible. Like, it literally has it all for me. I did it 14 times across 3 days at Epic Universe.
Wow.
I did it.
There's more. I did it 10 times on my final day there in one day.
Oh my gosh.
Because you could just walk straight on single rider. So I was like, this is not getting boring. I don't know when I'm coming back. I'm going to do it over and over again. And every single time I did it, it blew me away every time. Yeah. Like, it wasn't like, oh, this is getting a bit boring now. Like, every time I said, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, at the same points of the ride, every time. Like, I've always been a fan of the Kukaram ride system, but this is like Forbidden Journey times 1,000. Like I said, I'm not even a Classic Monsters fan, but I feel like I am now because this ride, I don't want to spoil any potential future episodes, but I firmly believe this is one of Universal's greatest ever attractions ever made. I'm genuinely, I don't feel I'm going over the top with that. For me, anyway, that's how I feel it is. And people are not talking about it loads. Like they're kind of towing around it, saying, "Oh, it's better than Battle of the Ministry." I said what I said, but like I just think it's clear. I think it's absolutely clear, and I can't actually remember what both of your opinions were on it. So if you could just remind me that you like it, I don't know. Where did you have it?
For me, for me, it was my number 2 in the whole park. I gave it a slight edge to Ministry However, if somebody tells me Monsters Unchained is their favorite, I, support it
Mhm.
110%. Honestly, over time, it might evolve and be my favorite.
Mhm.
I think I said on the episode where I reviewed that I feel like it's the most classic Universal ride they've made since like the old days. Like, if they were able
Yeah.
to, they would have made this ride around the same time as Jaws, Kong, Frontation, all that stuff. Like, it's
Mhm.
on that level. Like, it's so good. So good.
Yeah.
Cassie, where did you have it in yours?
So I think we did our podcast episode after my preview.
Mhm.
And I remember kind of being like, yeah, it was like probably at the bottom for me.
Mhm.
I don't know if things weren't working the day I was there,
Yeah.
which is very possible. And I told a bunch of people, I'm like, this ride is so overhyped. Like that pissed me
Mhm.
off. I'm so annoyed right now, like whatever. But when I went back, my opinion has changed completely. It's
Okay.
not, my favorite, but
Yeah.
it is definitely, I was like blown away when I
Mhm.
wrote it. Um,
Yeah, and like, I've heard a lot of people speak about things not working, like the Dracula not working when he comes right out at you. Spoiler alert.
yeah.
But so I wrote it 14 times, and it was flawless every time. Everything was
Yeah.
working perfectly every single time. So I don't know if I got lucky, and also being able to walk straight onto my favorite ride time and time again, especially of
Yeah.
single rider. Once, I mean, even without single rider, it averages at what 15-minute wait, 10 minutes maybe.
Maybe.
But single
If
rider,
that.
I didn't wait a single minute in single rider. I walked straight on it. And I actually did a ride challenge for content purposes on my final day there of how many times I can ride it in 1 hour. So
Oh, wow.
there's a little exciting. What's your guesses? Kenny, I think I told you.
Actually, no, this is kind of a shock to me.
Oh, is
Like,
it?
I
Oh, there you
knew
go.
Monsters Unchained was your favorite ride, but I had no idea you wrote it that many times.
Yeah.
That's what shocked
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. It only beat in terms of my total ride tally for the trip. I think it beat, hang on, let me just get my official list. So it can be, so yeah, it beat Men in Black by one. So it was a
Okay.
close one, but yeah, doing it 10 times in one day, because it was just so accessible. And I was like,
Yeah.
part of it was because I did it a lot in an hour and 10 times in one day. But I was like, I don't know when I'm coming back. I'm still
Yeah.
loving it. It's still like, I might not be back next year. Who knows? You don't know what's going to
Yeah.
happen. And I was
Mhm.
like, I need to get as many rides on this as I can because it was just, and it's weird because I think the first two times we did it, first 1 or 2 times we did it, I was like, wow, there's a lot going on there. Like there was almost too much going on there. I was like, I don't know
Yeah.
where to. Same with Battle of the Ministry. There's so much going on compared to something like Forbidden Journey, where you're always focused on one thing, one
Yeah.
screen or one bit of action. Whereas in this, there is so much going on. I was like, what is going? I think it was like my third or fourth ride where I came off and I was like, that might be the greatest ride I've ever done.
Yeah.
Like, no word of a lie, that is crazy. And I feel like not die-hard theme park fans won't understand how they created it. I don't know. All of the effects, all of the animatronics, the screens, it's unbelievably good.
It's insane.
Honestly, I could talk all day about it. But yeah, my number one is Monsters Unchained, and it's right up there for me in terms of my favorite rides now.
Yeah. I
Awesome.
mean, I was gonna say, like, I kind of, if you were gonna ask me to guess what I thought your favorite ride was, I was
Mm.
gonna say Hiccups.
Oh,
Just
really? Oh, I
because,
should have
yeah,
asked you, shouldn't I? Yeah, that's
yeah,
interesting.
just because I
The music.
thought, yeah,
Yeah.
we talked about crying a couple times.
Yeah.
Okay, but so I guess that gets to the next point. What are your top four favorite?
So
But
this
you got
this
Monsters number one, so
yeah, Monsters is clear. It's clear at number one. I think this might surprise a few people as well, actually.
oh no.
Not in a crazy way. I mean, well,
Oh.
to be fair, if you'd have asked me pre-trip, this would have been then
Oh.
Oh,
then
we
I'd have
know
been
this.
like, you are out of your mind. But now I'm a changed person. I'm a changed man now. I'm
Changed man.
fully my whole list, like ranking lists, are completely turned upside down. Even with the OG parks, I'm like, that might have to go in there now.
Yeah.
Again, that's a future episode. So
Yeah.
yeah, my number two is actually Stardust, which I cannot believe I'm saying that. Honestly, it feels weird that I'm even saying that, but I did it 3 times in total. I did it so on my last ride. It was the last ride I did at Epic Universe, my final day there. I did it at like 9:50 p.m. I
Wow.
was like, I want to get a night ride on it because me and Ella didn't manage to get one together. So I was like, I've got to try it at night. And I got front row on the yellow side.
Oh wow.
And I mean, it was just, it was,
Now, do you have a preference on the sides? Which one was
So
the
again,
better one?
it's a little difficult for me to say because my first ride on it was on the green side,
Oh Lord.
and so so obviously in terms of my nervousness, I was so nervous for my first ride, and that was on. Funny story actually. So we were halfway round um, the coaster, and Ella just screams, "We're on the most intense side." I'm like, "You had one job to put us on the least intense side." So I was like, "I hate you." I took it back later. I took it back. I hate you. So I need to do green again to understand, but I think there's not much in it. Maybe I'm not a true coaster nut just yet because I can't tell the difference. But I did yellow twice, and yeah, front row at night it was something else. It was
I'm
something
sure.
else. But it's not. Again, I won't go into that. But in terms of comparing it to other coasters, um, I actually had a lot of fun, which I can't believe I'm saying that. Kenny, this could be you one day. You could do the same.
Yeah,
No,
you're
no
right.
pressure from me though. No pressure from me, I promise. But yeah, I think it's my number two.
Okay.
Number three, I'm going with Hiccups. And I'll
Yes.
do my four as well at the same time because my number four is Battle of the Ministry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those were the two rides that disappointed me a little bit, which is a controversial opinion.
Really?
Yeah, and again, it's more of a me problem with Hiccups because again, no one's talking about this, but that line and load station is
Oh God.
so damn hot. Like
Yeah, it's horrible.
it's
Mhm.
awful to the point again to which we avoided it during the day because we were like, there's no way we're waiting 35, 40, 45 minutes in that line, which is just
Mm-mm.
outside in
And this,
Burke
Mhm.
in Burning. And we did it, I think we did it back to back at EPA on our first morning. And even waiting to go on the ride and then even waiting to take off on the ride, I was literally melting.
yeah,
Like again, I know it's more of a me problem, but I was dripping. And even getting back round before you go back into the load station, we waited like a minute or two, for whatever reason, and I was just in the blaring sun, like honestly, so hot. So
yeah,
it has tainted my experience a little bit with that. I mean, it's still a great ride. I still loved it. I will say that the back half of the ride feels a little bit plain. Like there's again, that's where the music kicks in. I don't think the audio is loud enough for me. I don't know if that's
yeah,
my ears or what, but it didn't. I wanted it like blaring.
yeah.
And there's no kind of theme in that in the back part.
In the
Obviously, the
end.
first part's great. At the end, it's just like there's nothing here. We're at the back of the park, and there's no theming at all. Whereas to compare it to Hagrid's, you're immersed that whole ride. Like there's no
Right.
outside section. So that was
Yeah.
one part that let me down a little bit, but it was still so cool. It's still such a cool coaster, and like I said, the music does make it. I just wish it was a little louder.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was just so hot. Like, I think we actually broke down once, which when you go up and then back down before the launch, we broke down there for like a minute or two, and I was like, I am
Oh.
soaking wet.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like Hiccups is starting to have some operational things
Mhm.
because when
It
I was
is.
there, the wait times were like always above 80 minutes, and I couldn't figure out why. But then when I
Yeah,
got up to the load platform, they're only loading one side, so it's
yeah,
like
Mhm.
operating at half capacity most days,
yeah.
from
And
what
I've
I've
seen since
noticed.
the new films come out, it's been skyrocketing to like 150, 180 minutes, which is honestly, I think the single rider line's been closed off as well now,
It
which
has.
it's yeah, kind of about as well, which isn't great. I was actually in line on my final night there to do a sunset ride, as Sam told me to do so. It was literally the nicest sky ever. It was like a purple red sky. The sun was just
Oh.
Mhm.
setting. I had an express pass, and I went. I think it was around 65 minutes. So I thought 30 minutes, not too bad. Express. Get to the lockers, and then you get inside, don't you? And I was close to getting inside, and then the weather came and the storms killed it. So that was a little bit. So that could have bumped it up a little bit if I got that night ride because that would
That
have been
night, right?
special, and it would have been less hot as well.
Yeah.
So we only got three rides in total, I think. So yeah, that
It's
definitely tarnished my thought on that.
and I'll tell you, so it's at 100 minutes right now. Like I would not wait that.
Who's waiting? I mean, people won't know about the line, but yeah, that's
I
crazy.
know. I when I went for my preview, the music was so loud
Oh,
on the
really?
ride. Yes.
Maybe it's my hearing then. Like
No,
ears
it's not
testing.
because
Oh, is it changed?
when I went this past time,
Yeah.
I was like, because I told my entire family, I'm like, y'all, I can't wait for you to hear the music. It's the best thing in the world. And we launched, and I'm like,
Where is it?
Yeah, literally.
It's like some lady behind me screaming at the top of her lungs too, and I just want to turn around and be like, "You're ruining the experience for my family,
Literally.
please."
And obviously,
Anyway,
it's where it kicks in at the last part of the ride. I'm like, I
yeah,
can kind of hear it, but not really.
it needs
Um,
some more at the back. I agree. It's just this kind of
yeah,
like, here's some grass.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'm glad you noticed it as well.
Yeah, I did.
and then Battle of the Ministry 4. Honestly, I don't know what to say about that ride. I still don't have an opinion. I feel like you need to do that ride a
A lot.
lot to really get a thorough opinion. Kenny, you might have more thoughts, but obviously we did it on our first day. We got, as you know, the queue line was was rough.
Oh
I
yeah.
was, you copped it in the group chat because we were struggling. It was a long old. I think we waited 150 minutes,
That sounds
but
about right.
it felt like 300 minutes to be honest.
For
Um,
sure.
but yeah, that ride. So it broke down at the start. No, at the end of our first ride. So we got to an immediate re-ride. So we got straight back on the ride. Didn't have to queue or anything. And then it broke down at the start of our second ride. So we didn't get a full run through until I got incredibly lucky on my last day when I got given an express pass at like 9:10 p.m. I got really lucky. I waited 32 minutes.
That's incredible.
I'm sorry, I know there'll be people listening to this thinking that's not fair. But it was I just got incredibly lucky. And even after that ride, so we sat the front middle in the first two rides, and then on my solo ride, I sat in the back middle. So I got two pretty good seats both times. And yeah, it's obviously extremely impressive. It's so, like
Yeah.
it's huge, isn't it? You feel fully
Mhm.
immersed. You can't see any corners or the top of the screen. The animatronics are amazing, but I'm still a bit like, right, what's going on here? It's crazy. Like
It's
there's
a
a lot
lot.
going on. Kenny, how was your last ride on it?
It was pretty good. I haven't had it delay on me at any time I've ridden it. I've done it 3 times. The only mistake that I found, mini spoiler, was at the very end of the ride when you see Dolores and oh my goodness, it was supposed to like turn around so you don't see her anymore,
Yeah,
but she's like
still
staring
there.
at us while she's also flying away on the screen, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah,
But other than
Yeah.
that, I didn't have any issues
and
with it.
also
Like I've had some good runs.
no one else is talking about like I know they can't do anything about this, but like the AI used for like Harry, Ron, and Hermione, like
Mhm.
Yeah.
they look not great. But again, I know they can't do anything about that, but they just look a bit weird. I'm not
Yeah.
saying
Can
anyone.
I give a shout out to them for the voices though? Like they sound like the actors came back and did it, even though we all know they didn't.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, no. At first I was like, wow, did they do the voiceover for this? Like, it's pretty good. But like Dolores Umbridge, you can obviously tell that she is there. She did it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
but yeah.
Cassie, what were your thoughts on
Oof.
Ministry? Have you got an opinion formed on it yet?
Yeah. The first time I was like, oh, absolutely not, never again.
That first 10 seconds, by the way, you weren't kidding about that. I was like, I'm going to throw up.
Yep. The first 10 seconds, I have to close my eyes, and even still,
It's
I
not
feel
great,
like
yeah.
my stomach is just like this, which like normally I don't get sick by anything like
It's
that.
really like, yeah.
But it's very like, you better not go on a full stomach because if
No.
you're sitting there like this,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to
And
describe the motion of that ride. Like
it
it feels
is.
unlike anything I've ever been on.
I
yeah.
agree. I'm like, this is a new feel for me.
But I think they've gone too far in terms of like the technology used. Like it seems too advanced in terms of I don't know if I spoke to you about this, Kenny, or not, but you can't like lift your legs off the ground or your back can't come off the seat
Yeah.
or the whole ride's going to go down. Like the amount of kids and stupid, we know how stupid people are at
Mhm.
theme parks. Like obviously it's easy for us to sit with our backs on the seat and our feet on the ground, not cross your legs, but it seems like there's going to be so much downtime in this ride that I don't know if they have to change something to make it better operation wise. I don't know, but that just seems
And
crazy.
and they actually already have, so I think we talked about it and it's kind of been floating around, X and everything like that. But there was a simulated drop moment in the middle of the ride, and they have toned it down. I noticed it this time when I went on it compared to when I went during previews. And it's rumored that a big reason why they had to do that was because people were lifting off and causing the ride to delay.
When you
So,
bounce like that the ride vehicle does, sometimes some people's feet will come off the ground because they're just like not expecting it or something like that.
My feet were never touching the ground, if we're being honest. So, you know,
Especially like short people like you, Cassie.
that's what I'm saying. My feet were never on the ground, so I was like just holding on for dear life on my seat.
And then you get told
like,
off.
Don't lift up. Don't lift up.
Don't move. Don't move.
Literally.
I experienced the drop motion on my first ride, and I thought that's what made the ride so like kind of took it that extra next step. You had like an actual thrill aspect, and now it's gone. You know, it's like
Yeah.
I don't know. Still cool. My second ride, I was like, this is awesome. I had a lot more fun my second time around.
But it's obviously so hard to get re-rides on it. Like you're lucky if you get 1 or 2 rides
Yeah.
per trip. So whereas like Monsters, I've done it 14 times compared to once.
Yeah.
Like that's obviously takes into account as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Did you have any other surprises, I guess, on any other rides, any elements of rides that made it a little different for you?
Yeah, I will say that I do think that experiences like vary compared to if you're doing it alone or if you're doing it with someone else. Cassie, I think you mentioned doing Curse of the Werewolf with was it your family? Was it you went? And it was so much fun. And that's kind of a similar experience to what I've had as well. So, for example, riding Mindcap Madness and Curse of the Werewolf for the first time with Ella, like, we had so much fun. Like we were laughing the whole way around. And they were both. So I did my ride tallies after each day to see how they would change, and they changed a lot, like compared to like day 1 to day 3. Because they were both up there for me just due to the experiences we had. Donkey Kong was our first ride at Epic Universe, and it kind of blew us away with the whole ride system. But I did it on my own day 3, and it was so rough, like unbelievably rough for me. I was like, that ride's awful, like it's really awful. Same with Curse of the Werewolf. Like the first time we did that, we had such a good time. I was screaming like a girl as normal on coasters, and I did it solo. And so I don't know if you found this with Curse, but we didn't spin much on our first 2 times. And then on my solo time, we were spinning continuously, like non-stop. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not too keen on this anymore. I didn't realize it spanned that much, but it was like constant spinning. I was like, I'm going to throw up.
Any minute now. Yeah.
Literally. But yeah, those 2 surprised me in terms, I don't know if it was just because I was with Ella and we had a really good time. But they were surprising experiences. But yeah. Curse is pretty fun. I know, like the amount of people that go, it's short. We all know it's short, but it's still a fun time.
It doesn't need to be any longer if you're spinning like that, you know?
Exactly, yeah, exactly. Kenny, did you like it, Curse?
Oh, I loved it. So I went on it the first time on my most recent trip, and I thought the ride was incredible. I mean, I loved the spinning aspect of it. As Jay figured out, I'm not a person that gets motion sick on anything. That's probably why I like Ministry so much. And also, I wanted to spin even more on Curse of the Werewolf. It didn't. But it was a lot of fun. I think it adds a lot to the land. And I would much rather have that as like the family coaster than something like, you know, Flight of the Hippogriff or Troller Coaster. Like they took something, a real simple coaster, and made it, you know, more fun.
It's still pretty thrilling as well. It's still like the launches are still pretty quick.
Yeah, it's punchy. I was surprised.
I was too.
Did you spin much, Kenny, on your ride? Or
no, I wanted to spin
not enough.
More. I was so sad. I'm like, I want to spin. Like, I want to go around.
I bet you love Guardians
back
then.
row too.
Yeah. I feel like I went backwards mostly the whole ride.
Me too.
And then it would spin. But that's what made it so funny was like there was like these random people in front of me. It wasn't even my family who were on the cart behind me. It was like these 2 random guys, and they were like, because I was just like, my hair was like in my face. I'm like,
it is a little bit weird how you're forced to stare at random people.
Yeah, it's like hey,
you can't look anywhere else.
Yeah. I'm excited to take Carson on that one though, because he didn't ride it. Because when we were looking at the ride vehicles, he was like,
Not sure, yeah.
But I'm like, it's not bad. It's
not
bad.
Oh, can I give one small critique about Curse of the Werewolf?
Bring it.
How do y'all feel about the end when you're pulling back into the load station and there is a figure there? How do y'all feel about that figure?
What is it? A girl?
Yes.
I'm gonna look up a picture of it because I feel like I was so just like, what just happened? I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna put it as nicely as I can. They put one of those like a mannequin basically at the end of the ride that points at you. And I'm like, okay, first of all, did y'all borrow this from E.T.? Like, just dress up one of the mannequins like as a, you know, fortune teller or whatever. And why even include that? To me, that took the ride down like one notch. Just seeing that at the end.
Yeah, no, I feel like I remember what you're talking about now. I tried to look up to see if there was a picture, but I remember being like, "Huh?"
Yeah, and see, most people aren't even going to notice it, but like me being like, overly critical theme park nerd here, I'm like, oh, that could have been like, they could have just been just a voiceover. They could have like put a
Yeah.
screen there, but it's just a mannequin. It's a department store mannequin pointing at you.
I think I was focusing on trying not to throw up, Kenny. I might have missed that one.
Yeah, I
All
was
right,
gonna
so
say.
I gave you some homework for your next visit,
Yeah.
It's
Speaker.
like
Look
I
at the
definitely remember
mannequin on personal
looking.
level.
Yeah, I remember looking at it and like I remember it, but like I wasn't so focused on it. I do want to ask y'all a question. Was there I didn't get to see this. Was there like a wolf?
That's a good point because
Yes,
we
there's
got
two of
stuck.
them.
We got stuck on our third ride, me and Ella, in that little section in the shaded
Mhm.
part, and we got a
Yeah.
great view of both the werewolves. Because at first I didn't even see them because you get whizzed through there so fast that you don't notice them. So we broke down and got to saw them, and Ella got a picture actually. Yeah,
I didn't even see him
you were
because
too
probably
busy.
because I was
Hair was in your
going
face,
left.
and
I was like this.
Yep, they're both on each side. So whenever you're like spinning and doing the whole
yeah.
swing launch thing, you can see it on both ends.
It's quite
You
hard to
can
see
just
when you
smell it.
get. It's quite hard to see with the pace you're going now through there. But if you saw it,
Yeah.
Kenny, you'll have seen it with your eagle eyes.
All right, I'll check next time.
All right, cool. So, how did you find the food? Tell us about the eats. What's good?
Yeah, so this is a really boring section with me answering the question about food, as everyone knows.
Best chicken fingers you found.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as everyone knows,
Rank your chicken fingers each portal.
I'm a picky eater. I did find, well, I kind of knew going into it that there wasn't actually going to be loads there for me, like options wise.
Mhm.
So I did get the burger at Meteor Astro Pub quite a few times, but it was really nice. So it was okay. Like, and plus, the AC was really good in there. So I used to take my really long breaks in there. So I'd like charge my phone, update Instagram, cool off for like a good 90 minutes, especially on my
Yeah.
third day because I was there till 10 p.m. I was like, I need to take long breaks. But the burger was really good. And not to get into the chips, fries, what we're calling them debate, but so someone actually mentioned on my third day there, because obviously you call them fish and chips,
Mhm.
like, but that's fish and crisps for you.
Yeah.
Like that's a weird thing, isn't it? It should be fish and fries.
Yeah. I
Sorry, just
guess.
sort of throw it out there.
Nah.
I just let it happen. I'm like,
I guess you're not that bothered. Like,
I was
but
like,
those,
just give me the French fries. I don't want anything
yeah,
else.
those
Oh
thick
my
cut
God.
French fries are really nice from there as well. Cassie, I think you did you eat there? I think
Oh yeah,
they were
the
really good,
burger. Oh my God.
Oh
really
man, I
good.
want
So
to try some.
they're like English chips, I will say. So they were really good. I did also get the chicken tenders, of course, from the Wizarding World. Can't remember what the place is. The really fancy place on the left as you walk in. Kenny, you'll know the
Cafe
name
de
of
la
it.
Sereine or whatever.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
it, but I don't want to. I'm gonna butcher it, so I'm not gonna try to say
I love how Cassie just went
it.
straight for it, and Kenny was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to butcher it." But they were a kid's portion, so it was more of a snack for me. But they were fine, you know. Chicken tenders are chicken tenders, aren't they? Really?
Yeah, they are.
But no, that was it. But as we mentioned earlier, Kenny, I wanted to address something.
Okay.
Again, I want you to both correct me if you think I'm being unreasonable, but I really don't think I am. So
Okay.
on our first day, we wanted to go to Toadstool Cafe for lunch. Obviously, we wanted a little, yeah, there's Toad if you're watching on the video. We wanted to get a little Mario, little Luigi hats for the burgers. So we went in, we sat down, and we noticed that you couldn't customize it on the app like you normally can.
Mhm.
So Ella went up to the counter and asked, like, can we order at the front or anything to customize our orders? And the response, which I still can't believe this was a response, like, it is crazy. So the response from the team member was, Chef Toad is very specific about what he removes from his burger. Now, I know they want to stay in character, but I mean, Ella was annoyed as well because, like, we were like, Hank, can you just remove the character element from your answer? What do you
Yeah.
mean, Chef? Tell Chef Toad that I'll come back there and literally, like,
Oh my
for
gosh.
the burger, I think it had Thousand Island sauce on it. I think it was just the Mario
Yeah.
burger, which is not really a thing over here. I don't class. You might correct me, but I don't class it as something that most people would enjoy on their burger. Now, I may be wrong, but I couldn't believe it, and the fact that stupid Chef Toad is very specific about what he removes from his burger. So, like, that's why
No,
we hate
I'm covering
Toad.
his
So,
ears.
like, every time we saw Toad, we were like, buddy, Toad.
This mother.
That's what I mean. Like ketchup, yeah, I like ketchup. But thousand is that a bigger thing in the States? Am I being unreasonable?
Well,
Please tell me.
there is this really popular American sandwich known as the Big Mac, and it has that sauce on it for years.
Yeah.
And every burger place calls it their secret sauce.
Yeah.
And that's literally all that it is.
Just a Thousand Island. But here's my problem. Why can't you customize it?
Thank you.
Because Chef Toad apparently is very specific.
So every time you were in Nintendo World and saw his little character, you're like,
yeah, I'm gonna push him over and see how he gets up because he won't be able to.
Yeah.
So on Jay's last trip to Epic Universe forever, after he gets banned from the property.
That'll be my next YouTube video. I got banned for punching Chef Toad. But like, just like, why can't you can customize it everywhere else? Like you go to Mel's Diner at studios, you can customize any Burger Digs, wherever you go.
So that kind of scares me. Like, do they just have them sitting out in the back? Like, that's like, ew. Then you start to think about it.
Like
now,
you've got to be able to customize anything these days, surely. And like, it's not something you can scrape off. If it's going to be a sauce, it's going to be lathered over it. So, am I being unreasonable?
No, that's annoying.
It really like annoying. Ella was like, "I'm going to fight him."
I think you should. I think she should have.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was ready to go.
I will say one of the most consistent food complaints that I've heard has been about Toadstool Cafe, and mostly the service time. Like, was it quick for you, or was it kind of a slow process? What would you say? Did you end up eating there?
I didn't.
So you guys left.
We didn't even eat there because we couldn't customize it because Chef Toad.
Because of Chef Toad.
Oh yeah, so you saved yourself a significant time commitment because I've heard people spend a long time when they're trying to.
Yeah, so we didn't even go near that place afterwards.
Understood.
I'm glad it's not just me because, like, especially in this day and age, like you should be able to customize anything. I think it was more the response. Like it wasn't even, oh no, you can't do it. It was Chef Toad is very specific. Well, there you go.
Like I am a grown adult. Just tell me you can't take it off. Like.
Literally, like I just want the burger without the sauce. Is that too much to ask for? Go ask Chef Toad now. Let me speak to him.
Bring me the toad.
Bring me the chef. Yeah, I'll let him know what's going on.
Oh, that's so funny. Kenny, did you have anything that you ate at Epic that was like standout?
Well, honestly, Spitfire Grill, I really love that. I ate it during previews, and then on my most recent trip, I went to Oakenstar and sat.
Oh my god!
Outside and ate, and that food was amazing. Some of the best theme park barbecue I've ever had.
Agreed.
Yeah, like it was so good.
It was so good. I loved eating there. Jay, did you have anything that was like standout?
Well, like I said, I had the burger quite a few times. So
the burger was a standout.
Yeah, the burger was a standout. Yeah, but I did go to Frosty Moon for an ice cream, and I think I don't know if I spoke to you, Cassie, about it, but we got the Celestial Rocks. They were called. I think they were called Celestial Rocks. And when I say rocks, they were literal rocks. Like, me and Ella couldn't even break these with our teeth. They were like, is it like pure concrete or what? But they were like, they really were rocks. They really, really were. Which, yeah, it was okay. It wasn't great. But yeah, that's about it from me. Food-wise.
Jay, you need to go to Oakenstar. That was like probably
it's
one of the
really
better
good.
places I've had. Like, it was so good.
Yeah, I need to go next time. I did want to stay away from the Black Burger, of course, at that universe. I saw that loads. I was like, do you like? I almost asked people, like, do you know what you're getting in for here? Like, do you know what's going to happen?
Yeah.
But I saw that. I was like, yeah, I'm going to leave the Black Burger.
Yeah. Thank God Sam said something because I probably would have told people to get it at some point.
Vouch for these cinnamon bites in Dark Universe. They were really good as well. Yeah, really enjoyed those.
Just quickly, did you try the specialty freestyle drinks?
No, I wish I did.
So I did. Sad. Yeah, I did a video filming myself reacting to trying them, which will be a funny one to put together because 2 out of the 3 were not great, or not to my liking anyway. But the one in Burke was really nice. The Dragon Splash, I think it's called. That was really nice. But yeah, the Celestial Spritz and the what's the other one called? The Dragon Dark Universe Cherry Blossom or something.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't too fun.
Yeah. Okay, so, kind of wrapping up, how does the park all around feel for you for Epic, and where exactly does it rank out of the 3 parks, not counting Volcano Bay?
I loved it, as I've mentioned, despite the lack of shade and feeling like I was constantly on fire. I still loved it. That didn't take anything away from me. I mean, it's stunning, isn't it? It's a stunning park. Like it is so beautiful.
It is.
And it may be recency bias, and I might I will get hate for this, but because it's my own opinion. But I actually think it might be my number two park already, my number two Universal Park
Yeah.
for
What's
me.
your number one?
Studios, always be
Studios.
studios for me. I know again that's a little bit of a controversial opinion because it's purely nostalgia, but I've never been a true island adventure person just because I feel like walking around there, it's all very narrow and a little bit
Yeah.
too congested. Where studios, you feel like you've got so much room, and that's
A
where I've
little
got
more
the peak
open.
nostalgia. Because in Ireland, when I was a kid, I was a person with my grandparents watching everyone go on the rides, so I didn't really
Yeah.
have too great memories in Ireland because that's where the bigger rides were. So I think it might made my number two. I don't know where it sits for you guys at the minute. Is it still three or?
Hmm. Let's see. I think my ranking might be pretty similar to yours. I
Yeah.
remember when I first came back, and this was recency bias, I was like, oh, I think Epic might be my number one.
Yeah,
But now, after going back to
you've
Studios
calmed down.
Island, I can say that comfortably, I think Studios is still number one for me, followed by Epic and then Islands.
I agree. I feel like I'm at a toss up though, just because everything's so new and taking, you have Universal, you have Studios and Islands of Adventure where, the operations are so like well done there right now that like you kind of leave there and you're constantly satisfied, whereas people are going to Epic and not having the same experience, which of course in a year it'll probably be perfect. So yeah, but I do think I'm still kind of like I'm at a toss up. Studio's always my number one, but yeah, two and three, I don't know, they're probably tied.
Nice.
Yeah.
And people are still saying that like these trees are going to grow. Is that a real like Epic Universe? Is that a real thing, or is that just like
I think
Well,
so.
yeah.
is that a real thing that's actually happened, not just stupid people on Twitter or whatever?
Mm-mm. No, they'll
Oh, no,
grow and
it's for
create some
real.
shade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think it'll be great when Epic is just like another park. Like, when
Yeah.
it's not just the special new thing, when it's not, a separately ticketed place. Like, I
Mhm.
Yeah.
think once it's just one of the guys, I think it's going to
Yeah.
be. Yeah.
That's a perfect way to explain it. One of the guys. I
Just
love
one of the
that.
guys.
It's gonna be really good once Burke grows in more. They have a lot of trees planted there. Once we get some of these I heard the new expansion was filed. We'll kind of see where we're going next. We'll probably start seeing some
Yeah.
what do they call them? Trademarks where they start to put that stuff
Mhm.
online. I don't know.
Yeah.
That'll be soon, I'm sure.
Although a little boring, but that first expansion is rumored to be just like a multi-purpose space. But we'll see. It could be, something
What
more
does a multi
substantial.
what does that entail? A multi-purpose
Maybe
space?
shops and stuff.
If that's shade though,
So
bring it.
I'm thinking it'll be indoors. So
Oh
my thinking
yes.
is like if they want to do like a short run theater show or like have a space for like an event or something like that, it might be
Yeah.
more for that.
Right, I just forgot that I haven't mentioned the two shows yet as well. I know Kenny, you weren't too keen on Sir Canoe, but you've done a bit of a U-turn on that. But I thought they were both fantastic, like honestly amazing. We watched Sir Canoe at the end of our first day, so we were literally dead on our feet, like eyes barely open. But I was still amazed by it. And of course, Cassie, I cried at the Untradeable Dragon. As soon as that music kicked in, I was like, my eyes started getting a bit blurry vision and they started filling up. I was like, you crying? I'm like, no, it's just heat. I don't know. I
No,
was
it's
just,
funny.
I was still sweating inside. But no, the both shows were amazing.
Yeah. I haven't seen Cirque du Arcanu yet, but yeah, the Untrainable Dragon changed my life.
Kenny,
Yeah, they're both incredible.
did a U-turn on Sir Canoe?
I did. I was down on it the first time I saw it. It didn't really like have that wow factor for me. And I think part of it was just the time of day I saw it and
Hmm.
everything going on brand new. But after seeing it a second time, I had a new appreciation for it. Like I had a better seat. A lot of the effects hit for me that didn't hit
Hmm.
the first time. And I actually really liked the story a little bit more.
Hmm.
And I think I mentioned this to you in a message, but I feel like overall, like the entertainment's improved at Epic since previews.
Hmm.
Like you can tell they've definitely fine-tuned some things and just have a little more energy. Like everyone seems more comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the
Yeah.
show actually broke down. Sir Canoe, like it broke down once them ladders tried to come down, like halfway through the show. Um, and the second half of the show is actually so much more impressive. So we actually got to see it eventually. I think it's on our second day actually. And yeah, the second part of the show compared to the first part of the show is crazy. Kenny, was it you that mentioned the bubbles? Was it you?
Yes, it was me. It was
Yeah,
me.
because you were
I'm
saying
like,
like
oh,
they're
he's
just
blowing
bubbles.
bubbles.
But you said it to Ella, and Ella was like, "I was amazed by the bubbles." Kenny was like, "Oh,
I'm
Oh,
gonna be
so
honest, it still slowed down for me there, but
yeah."
I
It
really
picks
love
back
the
up.
part when the suitcase opens up. Yeah.
well, I
I
look
th
forward to definitely seeing it now.
Yeah, you need to go see it. Even the pre-show is really cool as well, even though you're stood up
For-
and legs are killing.
Yeah,
But it's really fun, the pre-show. But yeah, you should definitely see it. I think you'd enjoy it.
probably. I'll probably cry on that too.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah.
And then the Wizarding Circus music really helps too. Like it's so
Oh yeah.
whimsical.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, you haven't talked about this is the last question I have for you. The fountain show.
Yeah, so I didn't see it, Cassie, unfortunately. I had three chances and we failed each time. So obviously you said on my solo on my third day, make sure you go see it because it was open till 10. And I just got sidetracked. It was 8:55 p.m. I was in Dark Universe. It closes at 10 p.m., so I had an hour to go. I sped walk so fast over to Battle of the Ministry to truck. I was like, I have to do that ride
Oh yeah,
again.
that's right.
I have to get
Yeah.
on it. And obviously I got a lot of luck, and I came out of there about 9:40, 9:45, and I was like, I've got an express to use. I'd love to do Stardust at night, and obviously I did that, and then the part was closed. So I know you were so hyped to that show, and I let you down in that respect.
No, honestly though, like with what you got in your last hour though, like you can see
Yeah.
that fountain show anytime. You're never gonna have that experience again.
No, that is true. That is true. Actually, I got so lucky
You
that
did.
last hour.
I have a whole video of the fountain show that I'm gonna post on YouTube this week, so you can watch it if
There
you
you
want
go.
to.
I will watch it there.
Perfect.
It
Kenny,
won't.
have you seen the
Yeah.
fountain show?
Not no.
Oh my God, you
Yeah,
people.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'll put it
Y'all.
this way. I've seen like parts of it just from different areas, but I haven't actually sat and dedicated watched it, you
You each
know.
have homework.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jay, fly back to America just to watch the fountain
Gladly,
show.
gladly. That is the best kind of homework, by the way. You
Yeah,
must
it
watch
I
is.
know,
this
I'll
episode of
take
this show.
it.
Kenny, you'll
So
drive down there next
cool.
weekend. You're out of school now.
Money, Jay, money.
Money will grow
Uh,
back.
yeah,
Public school teacher in America, okay? I'm not making
rude, literally. Everyone's like, when are you going next? I'm like, when I am not poor anymore.
I mean, you did stay at Helios, Cassie, so
Oh, no, that's a flex.
Well, I had three other people with me,
I'll
so
say this. I made reservations to go to Bar Helios the day before I went to Epic
yeah,
to kind of give myself a little taste of it.
yeah,
That hotel is very
it's
impressive. So
beautiful
I feel like you'd have a lot to say like on a hotels episode if we do
for
that.
sure. I'll
yeah.
stay there again. Like I will put money aside to stay there again. And I would spend the money I spent again.
Yeah,
Like it was
we went and
stunning.
checked. We went and actually saw Danielle. Danielle was working at Helios that day on our second day, I think. We went to see her, and we felt like we didn't fit in that lobby because we were like sweating and it smelled amazing, and it was
Also
also
nothing.
lavish, and we were like, we're just gonna leave now because we don't belong here. Where Paul? How was it, Cassie? Was it incredible?
Oh, yeah, it was like everything I could have dreamed of. Like we dressed up and like went to dinner upstairs and then ate downstairs, but my God, it is pricey. Like not the room. I'm talking about the food, the
Hmm.
Yes.
drinks. Oh my gosh, Kenny, I'm glad you agree. I literally was like, I'm gonna starve and go find a peanut butter and jelly. Like I can't afford this type of
Yeah,
lifestyle.
that's the only thing that scares me about staying there. It's like, okay, what if I just want like a burger and fries? Like, can I just
Yeah,
get that?
yeah, and if you go to like even the pool bar is so expensive. Like
Uh,
we were like, I was like, okay, if I come back here, like I'm like we're gonna have to like get groceries. Like I'm not doing this again because it was expensive and it was beautiful, but yeah, God.
Was there no Bubba tub at Helios for you, Kenny? Then.
no, that's a little bit too low class for Helios. But at Dockside and Surfside, heck yeah!
I feel so good drinking at Dockside and Surfside and I get some chicken fingers. I'm like, I belong here.
This is my price point.
Yeah,
Shout
different
out to
tax
Garrett,
bracket.
Surfside.
Yeah, I can't wait to meet Garrett next time I go.
Garrett's a great guy. It's funny when I obviously Kenny, you told me to mention yourself when we got there, and I was like, "Do you remember Kenny?" And he was like, I showed the picture, and he was like, That guy.
Him.
How could I forget that guy?
His favorite customer. You better remember me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
After talking about it, it's really made me like ready to go back even sooner
I know,
than
that's the
I
problem.
anticipated.
I
Yeah.
thought this podcast would be a good reason to like get over the blues, but it's actually worse thing to do because you
Yeah.
just talk about even more with people that love it as much as you do. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll just delete the podcast.
Yeah.
Bad idea.
No.
Delete Chef Toad. He can go in the bin.
Yeah.
Already threw him away. I can't even grab him right now. But anyway, I did have one more quick thing. Have you guys seen the new How to Train Your Dragon movie?
Not yet.
No, we were actually going to go today, but I was too jet lagged to go. So no, it's on our list because it's been out a couple of weeks now, so we were a little late to the party. I want to see it in 4DX.
I've seen it, and y'all, it is amazing.
Yay.
Amazing. I had bought my shirt from the park and wore it with Lego Toothless on it. It was amazing.
Okay, you're gonna
can't
be
wait.
excited.
I can't wait to go see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go this week.
100%. Yeah. Right, well, I think that'll do it for today's episode. For though you won't be aware in terms of listening or watching this, but we had a minor hiccup, if you pardon the pun, when my laptop just decided to shut down, which was fun, but it saved. It's all good. But
All that matters.
it was all Toad's fault.
Yeah. Guys, Jay is an editing wizard. You're not even going to realize that,
No,
there
you
was a
won't.
weird gap.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, thank you both so much for joining me today. It was great to get you together for the first time.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Kenny, we had a lot of laughs. I really enjoyed getting to finally meet you.
I know, we must do this again sometime.
Yes. Hey, I have a request. Why don't we plan a podcast trip for next year, Jay? Like,
Yeah.
I'll give it a whole year, let you
Mhm.
and Sam come over together.
Yeah,
Yes,
that sounds
we
good to
need the
me.
whole gang.
Sounds good to me.
And we'll all split a room at Helios, and then we'll all just pay our $1,000 each for it. Just kidding.
Air mattresses. We'll be squatted up in the Helios Hotel.
But at least we stayed.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'd love to make that happen one day. Who knows what the future has in store? Who knows?
Time flies. You might be here before you know it. You might be planning one. So
Who knows? Yeah. But it was so good to reminisce about my recent trips to Epic, my first trip to Epic, and it was nice to have someone else ask the questions as well.
yeah.
You did a great job. Toad didn't do a great job anyway.
No.
We're finishing on that. Right. Thank you very much for listening, everyone, and we'll see you all in the next one.